Oh my gosh, guys, I am so flippin' happy. I gotta share some amazing news for all of you. For every single one of us who trains with low heart rate, man, today's the day. Everyone's gonna be so happy. I have the most amazing news that I want to share with all of you. OMG, it's actually gonna transform your running, longevity. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm excited. So stay tuned. In this video, I'm gonna share three most amazing things that most people don't know about Maffetone training. So stay with me and let's dive in. Never forget, never, ever forget our soldiers who serve across the world. Never, Canada, US, UK, France, Germany, wherever, never, ever forget what happened. And never, ever let it happen again. Hey guys, if you like these videos and you haven't subscribed and you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, comment below, like the videos. It really means a lot to the channel. And I'm pushing for 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. Oh, that would be the most amazing Christmas present ever. YouTube family, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And let's dive into today's video. If you're getting older, which all of us are, you're gonna wanna hear about what I have to say today when it comes to Maffetone training. So here's the thing, we all age. Every year we get older and older and older. And one of the misconceptions that I had this misconception that every year that I got older, I had to reduce the beats per minute in my Maffetone training. And that, my friends, is simply wrong. And according to Phil Maffatone, in his book, the big yellow book for endurance athletes, there's nowhere in there that states that.
Nowhere does it say that every year you have to reduce your heart rate by 1 beat. In the big book of endurance training and racing, what I talk about there is that we keep that 180 minus the age formula. You're feeling good and you're getting faster at that heart rate. Then about every 3 to 5 years, you might have to reduce that MAF heart rate by a beat or two, depending on your condition. If you've been doing well for those 3 to 5 years, then you wouldn't reduce it as much. But if you are not doing well, then the aging factor is maybe catching up, so you might have to reduce it more. The bottom line is that when you do make an adjustment, you're going to follow your MAF test to see if indeed you've reduced it and allowed your body to get faster at that same heart rate. The idea of reducing your heart rate every year is absolutely not true.
So let me go all the way back to the beginning, okay? So every year we get older, and so we think that we have to reduce how many beats we have. So if I was training at 138 beats a minute, then I would have to reduce that down to 37 beats a year later. And then a year after that, I'd be down to 136. And we would just continue to go down. But that's simply not true. What? It's simply not true? You gotta be kidding me. So I'll tell you what is true is the following. As we run, we get stronger, okay? And as we age, we physically are aging, okay? Our body is growing. We our skin is starting to change, starting to lose some hair up top. Yeah, I am actually losing hair up top. However, if you're using the Maffetone training method, okay, you are going to be chronologically getting older. We all do. However, your physiology is going to be different, right? You're going to be stronger, right? You're going to be running, your bones are going to be stronger, your heart's going to be stronger, your skin is going to look a lot better. Just things are just going to change. You're going to lose weight, right? So what's really amazing is when Phil says the following: use the Maffetone training's heart rate method, 180 minus your age, okay? And that's your base. That's what you're gonna start with, okay? Now, if you are younger, like 16 or in your teens, you can add on a number of beats. And I'm gonna talk about this in a minute. And if you're over 65, then yeah, you can add in a number of beats on the higher end as well. Again, I'm gonna get into that. However, as you start off with 180 minus your age, you don't need to reduce a beat every single year. It's simply not true. 180 minus your age is your starting. So if you start at 147, okay, you're gonna be running at 133, right? 133 beats a minute. Now, if I add on 5, because I've been running for a number of years, I'm at 138. Now, where it gets amazing is if you are using the MAF method on the track and you're going out there and you're doing your MAF test, right? And if you are increasing, if you are improving, right? If you are getting faster and you're improving at the same heart rate, when that year comes around and you're still improving, you don't need to change. You can keep it the same. Now, how long will that last for? Well, if you continue to run at that pace, at that heart rate, and you're improving on your MAF test every single time, then amazing. You don't need to change anything. However, you may want to reevaluate yourself after a number of years, like let's say 3 to 5 years. You may want to check in, see how things are going, right? And if there's a change, you may have to reduce it down a beat or two, okay? So that's amazing news, because I'm super excited, because again, I just aged, so I thought I was going to be down at 132, which means I would have been at 137. But it's simply not the case. I can continue to train at 138. So hallelujah. I'm so happy about that. Now, here's something else. Maffetone training is an open method. it is not, he's not saying like this is like the military and this is exactly how it has to be and everything else, right? Like, it's not like that. It is an open system. So if you are an older runner, right, if you're over 60, 65, right, yes, you may have to add a number of beats, because when he did his testing in the 80s, or like I think it was like the late 70s, early 80s, when he came up with the formula, he didn't have enough runners at that age. And so he didn't have the data, and his formula is data driven, okay? And because it's data driven, he's not just gonna make up arbitrarily some number for, you know, runners who are in their 60s. So here's the thing. What he has said is the following: you may have to experiment. Take 180 minus your age, but throw in 10 beats, throw in 5 beats, and then do your math test. And then do your math test the following month, and then do it again. If you're seeing improvements, keep it the same. If not, make adjustments. It is an open system to figure out your health. And you can do this in every aspect of your life, okay? And this is what he's talked about, and it floored me. I was like, whew, this is amazing, right? So there's nowhere in the big book of endurance athletes, I don't even know if I keep saying it right. Anyways, it's right there on your screen. It's the big yellow book. That's what it is. I just finished my run, and I'm trying to record this, and I wanted to make sure that you guys had this data because it was amazing. Okay, so that is a big myth when it comes to that, right? And the other myth is when you're getting older, your number is going to be so much lower. It may not be the case. All right. So for all of you that think, hey, this is going to be amazing, there's something to be very, very cautious about. If you've been running and you've been doing the Maffetone training and everything else, and then for some reason you stop, and then like 3 years later, 4 years later, you decide to start back in again, you have to do the 180 minus your current age. You can't use what you were doing all those years ago because you kind of stopped training, right? So you have to reevaluate at the current age that you're at. So long story short, don't stop running. Just keep on going, right? Because again, we can continue to run. Now, the other amazing thing that I wanted to share in today's video is the following. When you go out for a run, people have asked me, you know, do I go out for an hour run? Do I go out for a 2-hour run, right? So as you build up your base and as you get stronger, you're going to be able to go longer, and your cardiac drift is going to slowly get longer and longer and longer. Like, you'll be able to run longer without your heart rate dropping, okay? And so knowing that, you can actually run further. So if you're training, or if you're thinking about training for an ultra marathon like I did, right? And you're thinking like, how am I going to do this? You can go out and run for 2 hours, right? You can run for 3 hours, right? You can run for 4 hours. You could be hiking, because if you're running an ultra, you're going to be hiking. So you need to figure out and train hiking wise, okay? Because that's what you're going to be running. So you can go longer, right? Because you're training in that aerobic zone. You can continue to go for a long time, just like I did, right? I trained actually on average, it was 136 beats per minute when I did my 50 miler, right? So again, you will fatigue, and when you fatigue, you see that in your heart rate. That's where you see the fatigue, okay? And that's one thing that I experienced. So anyways, guys, if you like these videos, please hit the subscribe button, like and comment on the videos that I put out there. I do it for you guys. I do it to also keep me accountable. I love doing these things, and I want to continue to bring it to you. I appreciate all of the likes and comments that you guys have been giving me. And until next time, get out and run.
Trying to find some balance in my life, but I never really put up a fight. Didn't follow my dreams, and now I'm losing sleep.